In this video, we're going to look at a foundational topic on the Orchestrator. We're going to talk about variables and their use. This is part one of two videos about variables. This is for functional users of EnterpriseOne who are just getting started with the Orchestrator Studio. In the most simplified description, the Orchestrator is a tool for executing processes and connecting to other systems. Well, let's talk about the automation piece. The orchestrations that we build give us the ability to add inputs into a single orchestration and create many unique records. Inside of EOne, when we perform various tasks, such as creating new records, we add specific information into fields, such as item numbers, address book numbers, and account numbers, but they are specified to each record that is entered. Now, the orchestrations that we create need to be open-ended or flexible so that they perform those EOne processes over and over to create unique records. So we use variables to help accomplish this task. So what are variables? In the Orchestrator Studio, a variable is a dynamic placeholder that stores data during the execution of an orchestration. Variables make orchestrations flexible and reusable by allowing values to be passed in, manipulated, and send output without hard-coding data. They are essential for controlling flow, passing data between steps, and making orchestrations adaptable to different inputs and conditions. So let's take a look at this diagram. This shows us a mock-up of an orchestration. Each service request performs certain functions. When we have created this orchestration and all the individual components, we have the option to add specific values for the inputs into each service request. If we do that on each request, this orchestration will run and produce a unique record, but it will only produce one specific record for every time that it is run. So we need to be able to use variables within our components to accept input values from the start of the orchestration and pass those into the variables or those placeholders each time it runs, thereby making our orchestration flexible for creating unique records for whatever inputs come in. Let's take a look at this in the Orchestrator Studio. Here in this orchestration, we have an orchestration that has these components. If we look at this message request, you see the to field up here. Normally, when we create an email, we put in a specific name to send the email to. But if we put in a variable such as what we see here, which is the $, open curly bracket, reviewer, and then a close curly bracket, that is our variable. Now we have the ability for this field to be populated by whatever input we have mapped to this variable. And when I create this variable, it becomes an input to this component. Let's take a look at transformations. Here you see that variable has become an input, and I have the reviewer field mapped from the input of the orchestration. But I created the variable as my own unique name, so I can choose the field that is set up at the beginning of the orchestration, and in this case it's called approver, to feed into this variable name, which is now my input. Additionally, when I created my variable, I can use it in other places within my component or other components. Let's go back to the message request. Again, a variable is a dynamic placeholder. So if I feed my component, in this case the message request, with a value such as reviewer, I can place that value inside my message. Other variables that I have created can be used in multiple places, as we can see here with this variable called count awaiting. We can see it as part of the subject line and also the body of the message, as we have here. So a single input can feed multiple variables wherever they are placed. So my variable can be used in many parts of the orchestration, and we can see how to start to use this creatively to pass information through our orchestration. In part two of this quick learning, we are going to look at how variables can also be used for manipulating data.